Good evening! That was weird. I forgot to grab my stylus. Great. Good job. So we're back with, wow, reunion and turnabout. We are starting the trial today. We're going to get through both parts of the trial along with part of the investigation. And yeah, I think my sister will be joining us. She's contacting me on Discord right now, so I want to text her, but talk to her real quick. Here we go. What? Prosecutor 𝙑𝙑𝙑? You mean... No, I heard it's a successor this time. Successor? Manfred 𝙑𝙑𝙑, he was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, also he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. Snowy, I see you. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor, I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mystic Maya! Pearly! Snowy, there you are! Hey, you're an admin, just so you're aware. If you see something you don't like in the comment section, you can delete them, but I don't think that'll be happening. You showed up! Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. Why are you talking in all caps? She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep. I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. I can't, oh my, if it takes 2 hours by train. Oh man. Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if 𝙑𝙑𝙑 tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than 𝙑𝙑𝙑. Okay, go. You can do that. I don't care. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. I still remember him as if I'd just seen him only yesterday. Every trial was a scorching, fierce battle until the very end. It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life... Maya! Please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone, and he's not coming back. What? Wait a second! What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? There she is! No, weird noise. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared? I dropped my dice. What is with this girl? Mr. Wright, are you finally prepared? I'm sorry. Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I'm a woman, correct? Hold on, so this kid is the famed prosecutor 𝙑𝙑𝙑? I am Franziska 𝙑𝙑𝙑, the prodigy. Wait, she introduced herself? I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? Is this about her father? Manfred 𝙑𝙑𝙑. If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow! I'm talking. Okay. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Yow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecutor 𝙑𝙑𝙑, your opening statement, please. My camera is not straight. There we go. Those who fall in karma blood will have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. But very well, what is the defense's position? Your Honor, does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. I can't speak today, apparently. This is not great. First of all, it's like a tongue twister anyway, so. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense. A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of itself. Hey, you're back, Snowy. Woohoo! We could very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but the defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. Hey, Rowan. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Hang on a second. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? Look at disbelief on the judge's faces. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. Ah, and that's when they found that the victim was already dead, correct? Snowy, what are you doing? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. So how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time then. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't speak pretty much. I said this already. The direct cause of death is a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Well, that was not... Okay, wait, hang on. I'm messing with things right now. And I shouldn't be, but I am. Hang on a second. What am I doing? I don't know. Okay, that's enough. The court accepts it into evidence, Mr. Wright. Oh, evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. I can't... Why? I can't grammar today either, apparently. This is lovely. Yeah, okay. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim. Now, why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you were missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Fey's, were also on the grip, sir. Ick. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon? I walked right into her hands there. Ooh. I totally just ruined my setup. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen. Point blank, huh? So about how far away was it? It was anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Rest in peace, Snowy. Mr. Phoenix, right? I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? Yeah, I'm posting this real quick. I shouldn't be. Oh, hello. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Stabbed. And what was he stabbed with? I know, nobody, like, I played this case once before myself, and the last time I played this case was when I first played this game, as I was saying yesterday. And it's just, I haven't played in so long I've forgotten everything. A fruit knife. I see, and whose knife was it? It looks like it belongs to the face, sir. And of course, my face fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? Ark, this does not look good. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix, right? I hate that she says his full name, like, it makes me uncomfortable. I'm sure it makes him very uncomfortable, too. But whatever. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes Maya look like she'd stabbed him with the intent to kill. Snowy, calm down! The murderer used... Yep, okay, whatever. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Please calm down. Please? Doesn't matter then, which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix, alright? What a pain. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. She is, but it's okay because I love her. Very well, the court accepts them into evidence. Ba-da-boom. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Wow. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. And the 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them. This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? Yeah, it was yesterday, except it was last year yesterday. It was last year yesterday. That is quite true, Mr. Wright. Yes, even in the face of all of this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you will change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is your decision. We are going to plead not guilty. Shush, we're not going back in time. I have to grab my notebook because to make sure that I did say it was last year. What is... Oh. I have something in here with all of the freaking cases in here. Where did I put it? We get to stare at this for a minute. Yay! While I try to find it. Found it. Yeah, it was last year, 2017. If we played justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to a murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be destroyed, and she would be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor, have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright? Okay. The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective? Yes, sir. Present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike. Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by... Eep! Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. Yeah, I see it on my end, too. The buffering. I have it open on my laptop, so I can see how it's going, so I can see how it's doing. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Hang on a second, people. Never mind. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to put both screens up at one time and it's not really working. Okay, it's back now. Awesome possum. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a back spray of blood on this. This piece can't speak. This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Thank you! God! I know, I hate it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I absolutely hate my last name. Like, I hate the way it sounds with my first name, so like, having someone been calling by my full name, it actually hurts me, because I hate my last name so much. Well, I don't hate it, but I hate the way it sounds with my first name. I don't know. I get weird. Anyway. Blood on the costume. Lab results show that it is the victim's blood. Okay, Snowy, calm down. So there is blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. Wow, this is wrong. Were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Ugh, I can't. The localization. The translation. God, it got lost somewhere. Well, if you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad. Not enough time. Time to move on. Ah, yes, Ms. Von Karma is perfectly correct. Grr, now even the judge is on her side. Oopsie. Let's go ahead and press further. Why is Ms. Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. There must be a clue somewhere on this costume. I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright, Ms. Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way for you to poke a hole in it. Arg! Looks like my time is up. So, about the costume. Your Honor, actually there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? Where is this problem you were talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the bottom screen. We're going to go ahead and there's a hole here. We're going to present that. I got to push this back down. Eek. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. This sleeve? There is a tiny hole here. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me! A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order, order, order. This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That, just now, was a fluke. Nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. Well, I agree it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then... No way! Detective 𝙬𝙬, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. Detective Dick 𝙬𝙬. Hello, German Shepherd Love. Nice to see you again. Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back? Ah, you're right! It would seem that way. If the victim tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Ha! What is with that? Are you finished yet, laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Felix Wright? Ms. Von Karma? It seems that my face was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Ack! Now that you... Why, that's right. Which means the defendant has yet to prove anything at all. No! Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together this scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. There are 4 people here? Wow. This scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, just by listening, it does make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. But please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. I have 4 copies of the original Nintendogs. Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Same, Snowy. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the 2 of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. Hey, Kay! Oh my god, there's a lot of people here. I suddenly feel special. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burnt area is left around the bullet hole. My mouth hurts. Oh! But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? As if that was even possible. According to testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well, then... That's right! The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There. That should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. So I'm trying to adjust it. It went crooked again. Wow. Let me try that again. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts this line of thinking. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that, a folding screen? I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. Ah! It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please! Are these 2 really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, and then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, the defendant was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! Order! This changes everything. Please look at the diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. She was standing here near the folding screen. But wait a second! We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Ms. Von Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You! I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Maya Fey was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Hi, Defense Whiskers. I thought you were here a minute ago, but now I don't think you're here. Maybe not. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Me too. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be this smarmy smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? How is it all my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be 𝙁. Hang on. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and start the second part of the trial. We're almost halfway done. Phew, that was a close one. I know you were giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks. Wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 𝙁. Oh, another jam, like always. Remember, Nick, you promised you saved me. If you lose, my ghost will come after you with my sisses and will haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah, you remember her in Pearly. My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh my god. This makes me cry. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. Now I'm sad. Court will now reconvene. Now, the first order of... Ow! I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. I don't like that they're calling her sir, but I know it's out of habit. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know? Yowza! Name and occupation. I declare, what in tarnation? Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine. That's all. That ain't fine. That's a whip. Yeah. There's no need for foolish outcries for foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? I love her. She's so... I don't know. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang! We heard this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down. We rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. And where... Oh, wow. And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? Reckon course. Reckon course it takes some brains, but as well a lot of heart. Sorry. Excuse me? Reckon course. It's short for you reckon? Of course I did. Ah! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. That, my friends, is why I love her. She doesn't take nothing. I wish I strive to be like her sometimes. Anyway, the moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. This here's the picture. Oh, everybody's gone. Sad day. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. Nobody loves me. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix, right? I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me! I'm trying to load something and it won't load. There's something in my throat. It's trying to kill me. Sorry, guys. I'm okay, though. Hang on. Should always have this water bottle near me, but I don't. Now I'm not dying. Yay. Was it really only those two that went in? What are you blabbering about? You weren't there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two who went into the room. Oh, hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channeling chamber. Do you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue. Oh my god, my computer's not responding. Great. Was it really a gunshot? Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix, right? Was it really a gunshot? Yes. I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to the defense testify? Hey, the world becomes just a little crueler. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now, this is where the story heats up. So, let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down. Honestly, Mr. Phoenix, right? Why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Ms. Von Karma, I broke the door down. Sorry. Iconic. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing. That was great. You were a real man. Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And what did you see once you broke in? Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lotta seems awful confident in her testimony. Lotta, please, think back to that day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room? I was smart. Lotta, at a time like this, times like this are perfect for that. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? When you saw the murder at that time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not. Am I correct? Well, you see... Order, Ms. Hart. You are here to present accurate testimony. Yeah, sorry. Good, this shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix, right? Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered... One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats, and I'm trapped like one. Again! I swear. Yep, okay. We're gonna press that, okay. Bless me. I'm so rude, anyway. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am, but that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? Yeah. But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about behind the folding screen? What about behind that folding screen? Did you check back there? Rec given! Huh? What in the... Rec given, you know. Yeah, reckon? That's a given. It took me a good look... wow, okay. Let me try that again. It took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart. What? You got a problem? Rec given, I mean, I am having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as Now then, Mr. Phoenix, right? Do you see a problem with the testimony, or don't you? Just that I thought there is nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough. It seems that there are no issues with Ms. Hart's testimony. It's so weird saying that because one of my really close friends from school, that's her last name is Hart. So it's weird. Anyway, at the time of the crime, only 2 people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. My eye is twitching. Nice. What am I going to do if I just let this go? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in this photo? No, not yet. Well, Mr. Wright, nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix, right? You really should give up trying to prove this is not Maya Fey. I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough. Is this it? Is this all I could do? I think it is quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible. I told you. Totally. 100% impossible. Ms. von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness? Having established... hang on. Having established the defendant's guilt, further question won't be needed. What about the defense? No further questions, I presume? I couldn't protect Maya. The defense... Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Mia! Scream! I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? But the pearls, her clothes are a bit small. Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go! But how? She's already taken away every advantage! The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday? To Dr. Gray. What? Lada, time like this. Yeah, we already listened to this like 500 times. Dad, shut up. You see, there is one final piece of the puzzle. I should just stop. Mia? Question Lada one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it subconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully. Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period. Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time. Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated... Ah! It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what better time than for this for you to see that? But, I mean, I have some place I must go after this. Alright, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony. Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it. See, you got through to the judge somehow, right? Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him. Oh my god. Okay. When I broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff, but I still managed to put my camera at Maya and take a shot. Nothing sounds different from before. Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sections. Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, let me ask you those questions, Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm waiting. Two, right? Two what? 2 shots. You took 2 shots. But only one has been submitted as evidence. Ms. Hart, where is the other picture you have been withholding? No, you got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil. Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet? Well, ain't it obvious that prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it? What? Von Karma. Ms. Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence. Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like your father. You're as bad as your father. We're gonna confront her because I'm just gonna do it because I'm weird. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Your Honor, the defense asks that prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court. Well, yes. Me? In contempt of court? You can't be serious. But you hid evidence of the court on purpose. That's not fair. Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a school child? I was where I lost my composure. Ms. Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court? I thought this picture was not important, and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all. How could you think? The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence. More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that? If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it. Thank you. What is this picture? It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day at the scene of the crime. Well, it's a little off-centered, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur. Well, I think the important point here is the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. Ayy. What is the meaning of this? This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person in this picture is not Maya? Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in this picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face. Her whole body is taken on a completely different appearance. That is only one conclusion that can be drawn then. That somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. I don't know. I combined two different things at once. Okay, whatever. Order. Well, yes, I believe you're correct, Mr. Right. Sorry, Snowy texted me. I need to answer her real quickly. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey. Mia, we did it! You're too soft, huh? You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face. So she's smiling. I think you'd better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix, right? Ms. Von Karma, what do you mean by that? Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visitor's room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit. Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person? She looks this way because she's obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit. It's unbelievable that she can... However, it is true. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling. I wonder if she knows what she's doing. But Mia! Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. That picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously, this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place. But what is she? From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned in the judge's mind. I don't have even a single witty line. Looks like we've been had. I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey? If I keep up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me. Is there any way I can prove that the person in this picture is not Maya? You can now. Your Honor. Oh, the fire has returned to your eyes, I see. This picture. Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now. A contradiction? So, you think you spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Why don't you point... Okay, the sleeve. Oh, wait. The other sleeve. Contradiction lies here. You don't sound very sure of yourself, Mr. Wright. Excuse me, but can you really tell me how much confidence I have in this? What is this attitude? There. Oh my god, no, crap. Didn't we just finish discussing her appearance changes during channeling? No, dummies, I don't think you're Yeah, okay, I got it wrong, okay. Hang on a second. I hit the wrong button. Shut up. Everybody shut up. I'll get it. Just give me 2 seconds. Oh. I was right the first time. The sleeve? But there's nothing odd about it. I was right the first time. What the heck? Why did I'm reading everything wrong today. And that is exactly what is so odd. Something that should be here is suddenly missing. Should be there. Ah! There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well. Hang on. Ms. Von Karma, you intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence. You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this. All right. This should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Ms. Von Karma's face. Ah, she's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor! I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools. What do you mean? And what incompetent fools? If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case. I see. She lied through her teeth. I know it. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the pictures, everything. But you can't prove that. Francisca von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there'll be a great gnashing of teeth at the next salary discussion. I'm sure. In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, from this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none. The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, all right? Got it. Watch this, Maya. Your Honor, there is only one logical explanation for this the contradiction. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person clearly does not. There can be only one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether. What? Bum, 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 bum. Order, order, order. If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial. Ow! Ah! Why me? God. The defense's argument is a complete mess. A complete mess? I fail to see how. Please, enlighten us. Hey, witness! Ah! What the heck? Is that any way to ask a gal a favor? Be quiet, you! You were the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say... What? I swear, I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see, now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix, right? Where did the defendant vanish to? Where did this other woman come here from? Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Me too. Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from? That's right, now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix, right? Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix, right? I can't believe that even me is calling me by my full name. Hi, Alyssa. But I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this? Enough yet, Mr. Phoenix, right? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now? To turn things around? That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective. Phoenix? So, where did this intruder appear from? And where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? And what if Maya had left that room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those conditions were true. Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with. I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is... Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this. Oh, how foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey is being looked after by her aunt Morgan Fey. The chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than the detective's salary. Anyway, let's see some evidence. Prove that from the murder until the time of the arrest, the defendant had left the room. Ms. Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside. That the defendant herself locked the door. Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key is the only one of its kind after all. Oh, one of a kind, you say? We got her. Wait, Mr. Phoenix, right? Yes, it looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession? Huh? What do you mean? If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed. However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Ah, well, ain't that a kick? So how come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl. Sounded really wrong. Dying. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous. That's a hard word to say. It's a big word. Too big for my 15-year-old brain. Just kidding. This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you. No! Hey guys, I'm just kidding. I know what the word is. I'm being stupid. It seems we have come to an what? I'm not even... Whatever. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Well, it is, but it isn't at the same time. Channeling is weird. You know, these people exist in real life. Furthermore, it's proof this key has been submitted as evidence. I know someone whose mom does that too. I don't remember who, but I know someone. Ms. Von Karma, how can this be? Me too. When I mentioned that there was like spirit mediums in real life, it's true. I know someone whose mother does that kind of thing. But I mean, it's not the same in real life as it is in this game. They over-exaggerate a little in this game, but they do talk to spirits, and it's really freaky. I mean, it's fascinating, but it's weird. No offense, of course, to that, but, you know. At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant is not possible. My perfect case! How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix, right? I am a prodigy. I have never lost a case, and I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict. That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned. So it's almost time for the investigation. Remember, we're going to do like part of it today because this stream's getting long and I'd like to spend the rest of my night on doing other things as well. So we'll do a little bit of the investigation as I had promised, but we won't do the whole thing. Wow, that was you, Pearly. You summoned my sis? Yes, I felt I had no choice. Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know? Yeah, it's not like anyone else in there could have done that. Nick, I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room. And I don't think that third person could have gone into that room. Yeah. You could have snuck in before the thing started, but you know. Well, at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance. Yeah, I'm counting on you. I envy the two of you. Oh, by the way, Nick. Do you think you could take Pearly back home for me? Sure. Alright, Pearls. You ready to go buy some tickets? Huh? A ticket? Poor thing. So sheltered. Alright, so this investigation isn't long, but we'll probably start right before... Okay, I know where we're stopping. It's gonna be a really big, like... It's gonna be really mean. And... it's gonna be a cliffhanger, but... I guess that's okay. Thank you very much for bringing me home, Miss Nick. You're welcome. I had to come and look into a few things here today anyway. I thought about this a little. If Mystic Maya didn't kill that nice man, she definitely didn't. Yes, of course. But if she didn't, then someone else did, right? That murderer person. Yes, Pearls. Oh, I see. I wonder what's wrong. She seems sad. So, what did you think of seeing your first trial? I was really surprised. I had never seen so many people before. Oh. And Mystic Maya looked so small and helpless. Well, Maya's already naturally short, so... Isn't she like 4'11" or something? I guess it's time for me to go look into that. And then that snobby woman with the roughy clothes... Oh, she means Franziska. Well, that's rude! She had such a bad attitude. She acted like she had already decided that Mystic Maya did it. I'm going to tell her what I think of her tomorrow. I wouldn't miss tomorrow's trial for the world. Why was that woman bullying Mystic Maya? Well, she's the opposite of a lawyer, a prosecutor, so her job is to prove people are guilty. They don't care if someone's innocent. All they care about is if they win. That's terrible. But she's really a good prosecutor with a heart on the inside, right? There's no one like that. All prosecutors are the same. Well, he might have become a good guy. Eventually. He? Who are you talking about, Mr. Dick? Is it that person Mystic Maya was talking about, Mr. Edgeworth? That was a long time ago. He's not around anymore. Huh? He clutched onto his foolish pride fiercely and died for it. Oh, that's too bad. I'm gonna find out how tall Maya is. Just 1 second, people. Because all I know is that Franziska's 5'3", I'm 5'3.5". So I'm a little bit taller than her, but not by much. By the way, yes, what is it? You wouldn't happen to know anything about who the murderer is, would you? Well, why are you asking me? Okay, so Maya is 5'1" in this game, and she's 5'2" in Spirit of Justice. Okay. So... Why are you asking me? No, I was just thinking earlier. I didn't see anything! She didn't see anything, huh? Speaking of that, during the murder, where was Pearls, and what was she doing? And on top of that, this key. Just when did she pick this up? I just realized that I never asked you what you were doing at the time of the crime. Pearls, where were you, and what were you doing when the murder happened? Ah! But what I was doing? I wasn't doing anything. She's really bad at lying. You can whisper it to me. I won't tell anyone else. I promise. Ah! I guess you can see it through my lie, huh? Yeah, clearly. I can't lie to you, can I, Mr. Nick? Poor girl. About this key, Pearls. You found it on the day of the murder, right? Yes. Now, where you found this key is very important. So, please tell me, Pearl. Where did you find this? I found it in the incinerator. The incinerator? She's talking about the one in the garden. The door on it was a little open, so I took a peek. When was that? It was after the channeling, and everyone was in a panic. Mr. Nick. Yes? Are you going to tell my mother? Huh? You mean, tell Morgan what you did? Yes, if she finds out that I was playing in the leftover trash, I'll get a spanking. Ah, gotcha. Well, let's keep it a secret from her then, alright? The incinerator, huh? Sounds like a good place to search next. Poor girl. She doesn't deserve this. Nobody did. What the heck? Why would she? Why? Oh my god. I'm screaming. Sorry, I was looking at the ages. I'm like, why? It's really empty. There's supposed to be a training held today, but I guess it's already over. Hey, there's someone by the incinerator. Ooh, looks like they've noticed me and are now running at top of me towards me. Oh, hey! Like, you're that dentist guy. Actually, it's Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Nice to see you again. Ooh, like, real suave. So it's like my turn. It's nice to see you too. So, what's up? You're all out of breath. Like, huh? Oh, like, you mean... Like, I'm just totally happy and, like, totally excited to be here. Excited? Like, I mean, there are so many things to, like, see. It's, like, the real deal here. Oh, really? For example, like, that urn over there. Do you, like, know about it? All I see is an old cracked piece of pottery. That's right. Pearl said she found this key inside the incinerator. I guess I should take a look inside for myself. This is from Maya's costume. There's blood on it. A tiny bit, but still. Is there some sort of legend connected with that urn? Like, yeah. Like, no, it's like this village's treasure. Huh, didn't know that. And, like, it's sealed inside that urn. What are you talking about? Like, you know, Ami Faye's spirit. Ami Faye? Who's that? Like, geez, Mr. Smith, get with the program. Everyone knows the lady that founded the current channeling technique was Mystic Ami. You don't have to get upset with me. So, like, as long as her spirit, like, lives in that urn, the spiritual power of the Faye family will stick around. Like, isn't that totally romantic? Romantic, huh? If that urn is really as important as she says, it could be a vital clue. Annie, I wanted to ask you about the murder. Murder. Dr. Gray's, remember? As if there's another one. Oh, that one. Like, you should have said so in the first place. So, like, I totally don't know anything because I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Well, that's not much help. Did you notice anything at all? Like, come on. What a total bore. I, like, totally have nothing to do with this, like, murder thing. Oh, yeah. He only introduced Dr. Gray to Korean village. No relation, sure. Even if you were only acquaintances, that still means you knew him. Furthermore, your sister, who died in that accident, was a nurse at his clinic. Alright, then. Don't you see? Take a look around. Finally, my chance has come. You were just looking at. Oh, today was that event, was it not, good sir? I heard you did well. Huh? Oh, yes, thank you. I am terribly sorry I could not attend the trial today. Please accept my apology. I had a previous I didn't see what that said. Oh well. I get the sense she doesn't want to talk about the picture. All because the master can't be here with us. You understand. And that is why a lowly branch family member such as myself must do this. Okay. Because my freaking elbows are getting really irritated by this. Okay. Have you remembered something about the murder? No, I told you everything I know already. Again. Were you in this room the whole time when Lada and I went to call the police? Yes, of course. I was by Mystic Maya's side the entire time. I performed the spirit-severing technique and held her in my arms afterward. You said that yesterday as well. Did anything else happen? I would like to say more did, but... however, that is all that occurred. Ah, I was hoping for some new info. I suppose nothing happened in the end, good sir. Sorry to have played on your hopes. Why do I feel like I was made fun of in the worst way possible? So do the students train every day? Yes, absolutely. They were given a day off the day after the murder, of course, however. And I assume both Maya and Pearls went through this training. Mr. Right? Heck, yes, yes. Wow, she got real scary real fast. How many times must I tell you before you understand, good sir? They are to be addressed as Mystic Maya and Mystic Pearl. So sorry, I meant Mystic Maya and Mystic Pearl. Wait, I'm sorry, but Mystic Pearl, isn't that going a bit too far? Next question, please. Oh man, she's really being a pain in the butt about this. Please remember to watch not only what you say, but how you say it, good sir. I might be ending this sooner than I thought, because I'm actually getting really bored. It's getting late. So I'm probably going to end this after this part. So the master is Maya's mother, right? Mystic Misty. She is a brilliant medium. And where is she now? We are not sure. Not sure. About 16 or 17 years ago, Mystic Misty failed at channeling a certain spirit. And after that, she simply disappeared. I don't believe she will return to this village in any case. And in 4 years' time, her name will be forever erased from this village. Erased. A person who has been away from the village for over 20 years is considered dead. Oh, I see. And that is 4 years from now for her. When that happens, a new master will be appointed to Korean village. And Mystic Maya was supposed to become the next master. However, with this murder, I'm afraid I must be imagining things. I thought she was laughing to herself for a second there. Okay, so I'm going to end this here. It's getting late, and I really don't feel like doing this anymore. I was going to do a little bit more, but I can't. I don't really have the want to do it anymore. So I'm going to just go ahead and save for the night. And I will do the last part of this and the last 2 parts of the trial tomorrow. I'll probably start the trial a little earlier tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be a long trial. Or not a long trial, but a longer case. So I might do it in the morning or in the middle of the day, so I'll have more time. But we'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for joining if you were here, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.